Welcome to Attican Plays Railroad Corporation. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to part 2 of our playthrough of Railroad Corporation, the Wonderful Forest Challenge. We're playing on medium difficulty. I'm planning on 2 sets of videos here. This first set will be medium, and this is the approach I would recommend, or an approach I'd recommend. There's other ways to play, of course. For easy or medium difficulty if you're trying this challenge. And in another set of videos will cover how to do it on hard. That to me is a different animal. And I will show you a technique for that, which is very similar to this, but very, very different as well. So let's see where we are. We've got meat and textile business doing very, very well for us in Port Orange, our hometown. We're now shipping meat down here to Old Reno, which needs it, and we've got we own this wheat field. We're looking pretty good. Now let's see what they want us to do now. They want us to start the logging work, and that means that they want us to start going out here and picking up these little logging camp sites and bringing them into our network. And to turn them on, basically, to get them start logging again, we have to take some wheat and some workers out to these sites, to each of the sites, to get them going. And the other thing, I mentioned this at the beginning of the last video, is we've got this river and we've got some very high, embankments over here on the mountainous side. And so it can be a little challenging to get across there, and it can be a bit expensive to get across there, but it can be done, and I'll show you some ways we can do that. But the first thing we want to do, we don't want to get too caught up with that, because the engine that we have was perfectly fine for getting us through that first task, that $300,000 task, and getting us started. But it is not perfectly fine to keep us going, because what's going to happen now is as we start the logging, we're bringing logging in, and what we eventually have to do is bring logs in and into sawmills and then create lumber that we then take over to Port Orange to be shipped. That is what ultimately is going to happen here. Well, the thing is, we don't get paid for all that stuff as it's being done, and we get some money for it when the big shipments come, but basically it's a sunk cost to a great extent. That being said, we've got to have a even stronger engine in order to support that. So we're going to do a couple of things to make that happen. Well, first one thing we're going to do is look here and see we have a couple of new contracts. We want grain to Port Orange. That should be right up our wheelhouse. And cotton to Port Orange, again, that should not be difficult. Now what I'm going to do here, we have a train, I think. Let's see, we've got 2 doing cotton already. So why don't we just move them over to that contract? And this one here, we can say, why don't you deliver to the contract? And that's the one I know I noticed actually when I was doing the editing of the video. I forgot to put repairs on that. These trains are going to stick around. We want to repair them. And notice we, by choice, did not repair any of the old old friends, or is that what they're called? Old friend? Yeah, best friend. We didn't repair any of the best friends because we knew we'd be replacing them, and repairs just slow you down. So we just kept them running. So that should take care of our cotton thing. And then we should have, I think we only have 1 train maybe doing, no, we've got 2. Okay, 2. Yeah, we've got 2 doing our grain. So what we're going to do is we'll just flip them over and let them do the, we'll have them unload into, into the grain contract. Well, now shoot. Oh, this one's up there. Never mind. That's not going to work. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. We have 1 train running grain into Old Reno, which is fine. It can just keep doing it. We have this 1 train that we just moved over that's running from here over to this farm. And what I'm going to do is just duplicate that so we have a second train doing that same thing. And so that's one thing we want to do. The other thing we want to do, we've got a little money now. We're going to expand our office and we're going to get into R&D. And we're going to expand again and have a large research department. And we're going to go out to R&D. And we're going to look at the R&D tree for this. Now here's the best friend. We didn't touch any of that. We can do all locomotives power. But we want to get out here to do this. All locomotives fuel consumption. We can just start that now. The John Bull we don't have to research. That's going to, you'll see how that works, and that's kind of a different one. And I like to run 4 at once, so 5 at once. 5, and we'll put 4 on each one. 4 of our researchers on each one of those. So this one here will help we will be running John Bulls, but not for our normal down in the valley stuff. We're going to use it for our logging industry. So there we go. Now we've got research fired up. We've got our 2 contracts, I think, in pretty good shape to get those done. So let's just let everything else just run on high speed for a bit and see if we see how we do on this. We're getting decent growth in Old Reno, getting high growth in Port Orange, which says that now this map has no oil, it has no kerosene. So normally at 10,000 you would get kerosene here as the next thing you need, but that's not going to happen. We are going to need lumber, interestingly enough. Here we go. You can see our grain and cotton are getting delivered nicely. Now, when we get that money, that's 162. We'll be a little over 200,000. So we'll be close to the point where we're ready to start worrying about getting some logging started. Okay, going to pause it for a second. Our grain is done. So we can flip these back over and say, why don't you deliver to the farm? Oh, we got them both. Okay, so we want you to start unloading back into our textile factory. There should be another one out here, yep. You can go back to the textile factory. All right, so now we got those 2 contracts done, and we should have a nice money-making machine going. We got almost $250,000. So let's set up our first logging. So deliver workers and resources to any logging camp to start it up. So we got lots of options here on how we can hook this up and where we want to. And there's obvious, there's a sawmill right there, which would be an obvious choice. But we're going to do something a little different. First thing I want to do, I actually want to double track this part back here. And I want to start spreading out the pain, if you will, of the repairs. So I want to have the repairs done all over the place so that we don't have a whole bunch of trains piled in here being repaired and slowing everybody else down. So that should be, oh, did I goof that up? He's on the wrong track, doggone it. Now T6 should be, no, not him, okay. All right, now I should be able to move this back the way I want it. There we go. Okay, now, we want to come off of what we're going to do here is come off of Cathedral City, use it as our junction to get into the system. We're going to go up here now. Our goal is to come to this logging right there. You can see we can build one big giant thing. Now, to get across this, I think it's interesting. It'll let you do it like that, except for the segment size. We have to get across from here and get across up to this elevation. So one of the things we can do to make that work is just kind of go out here like this and climb up onto this peak right here. And that allows us to hook up over here. Then we'll need a longer segment here to actually build a tunnel. You see the green popping up? It means we're putting in a tunnel right there. And that's going to let us go all the way out here for $81,000. Nice. And we are going to, I'm going to go ahead and put in repairs, and we're going to double track that back. What we'll have to do, and we may be able to double track even the tunnel. We can. And can we double the bridge? We can. This is very expensive, but it'll keep us from having any delays. It'll keep everybody moving. We could have, by the way, you know, cut it off before the tunnel and then cut it off before the bridge and save some money, but I'd rather spend the money and have a nice, pretty fast track coming down through here. All right. All right, so now what we need to do is take, what did it say, 3 and 3. That's not bad. 3 workers and 3 wheat. So now we can start our John Bull. So we're going to take a John Bull, we're going to go grab 3 workers, and we're going to go out here. And then we're going to take another John Bull and grab 3 wheat, or grain, whatever it is, grain, and go out here. And that just about ate up all our money. That's a very expensive chunk of track right there, but that's okay. We don't mind. We're making decent money. Now, one thing I do have goofed up here, I've got too many trains running this passenger mail stuff, and they're trying to be full from Old Reno. Old Reno is not big enough to support that. And that also causes a problem because if we demand them to be full, what in the world is that? Why in the world did that train go that way? That's weird. Okay, now these 2 trains, what I'm going to do is say, don't go back. Just go out there. And this one here, don't go back. Just go out there and do what you got to do. Notice our money racking back up pretty nicely. So we got a decent little engine here. And these guys are crawling because this is up a steep hill. Okay, so now they're telling us that the best friend is very expensive because of a problem elsewhere. That's okay because we don't have any best friends. We've already converted everything to DeWitt Clinton down here, which we are in the process of improving significantly. In fact, there's a couple of our researches are done. Let's go with this one. And fuel consumption. For some reason, we have 28. They give us more people. Let's start another one. Okay, got all kinds of research going here. All right, now you can see we've got logging work started here. And this is now, it says it's going to make a log every 50 seconds for us. And we see a couple of other things that have happened that are nice. Two more nice things. 3 more nice things. One, we now have passengers in Cathedral City, so we can have a little short run here. Secondly, we've got mail down here, which means we can run some mail trains, make some more money. And we need textiles, which is great, which is perfect timing, because if we look here, we've now stocked up, sold here max out. So the textile business in Port Orange will continue, and it'll cover its costs by selling one occasionally every 182 seconds. But that's not good enough. So here's what we're going to do with that. We're going to set the textiles to have at least a couple in your stock here. Then we're going to set up trains. We're still going to run DeWitt Clintons down here, and you'll see the big reason in a minute. We can run a couple of these, and we can run them down here. And you know what? I'm not even going to have them pick anything else up. I'm just going to say, you guys, just do that. Then we're going to have DeWitt Clinton to run mail. It's like 2. And we'll do 1 and then another. We'll do a couple of trains to run mail. So now we've got mail line running. Nice long one, it'll make money. We've got passengers already running. One other thing, one more. DeWitt Clinton to go here to here. Okay. Now you'll notice they haven't told us what to do with these logs, right? I mean, so we set up logging work. And if we were playing this for the first time and didn't know what was coming, we're doing extremely well. We're ahead of plan a little bit here. But you can see these guys are humming. We're looking good here. Oh, look here. Woodbridge has even grown to the point where it needs grain. We could run it from here, a very short run, or we could run it from the one we already own. I think I'd rather go with the one we own. And you could argue that we could have done that for Reno, and we absolutely could, but you totally make a profit by buying it cheap and selling it higher. That's nothing wrong with that. And the shortness of the route makes it worthwhile, I think. So let's make it a little bit more money. Make this a level 3 with a. There we go. And let's let's flip this over to the other side and crap, what have I done here? Let me try that again. Flip it back over here. There we go. And put some directional signals on it. There we go. So now we've got that double tracked. And let's just have one train grab some grain and take it down there. That'll be your job. Okay. And we've got some sleepy ones here. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the ones up here. We've got two asleep. And why is that asleep? I must not have given him the other side of his job. And research, I think we're about done. We're done on research, so let's just spread our researchers out and get the rest of this done. Okay, they're still not telling us what to do with this, so let's just, we're up there. Let's just run some logs down here for now. Okay, we're starting to sell textiles down here at a good price. We're getting all of our research done. Okay. All right, so now, now they want us to send a bunch of passengers to Crystal Lake, which I'm going to pass on that one. That one is very hard to do. The grain to Woolridge, we can absolutely do that. We only have 90 days, but we already have one train set up to go to Woolridge, so we'll just flip it over to the contract. And I'm actually going to duplicate that and give it a buddy to work with so that we can get that one done. Passengers, I'm not even going to attempt it, but we are going to expand out there. But the problem is we can't get the passengers fast enough to come out there. So this one is actually very, very hard to do and is not necessary. So we're not even going to attempt it, but we are going to, I don't mean to contradict myself, but we are going to set up a passenger line out here because we need to expand. We're going to set this up with repairs and come out of here. This, flip this over to the other side and connect that in like so, set our directionals and set up a DeWitt Clinton to run, and we'll kind of set it up optional on both ends. Okay, and then we want to expand even further. We want to start growing this business down here and making some money, so we're going to hook into this wheat right here in Surprise, bring it up a little bit, flip it over and double track this line. And start running some wheat in there, and I actually want to go, well, we have enough money. Let's let it run on a slower speed so we can make some money while I'm doing this. You can see we're going up fairly steep slopes here, but we don't really care that much. And this one, it's not going to be an endpoint, is it? We're actually going to keep on going later on. Flip it over and double track this. Like so, and get us one more Clinton and go. Okay, what will happen is by having these lines right here, we'll grow this town because we're taking wheat out, which gives us a +10 pop every 10 seconds that we do this. And then we're going to be growing these two by bringing them wheat. We've also got passengers coming here, so we'll grow these 3 towns into a nice little 3-city cluster for us. Let's just keep this research going. And our grain, are we going to make it? We've got 50 days. We've got our 2 trains running. It's kind of fairly tight, but I think we'll be all right. This is the key. He has to get there in 40 days, and I think he can do that. And once that's done, which now it is, we're completely finished with research. We've got these DeWitt Clintons completely researched out, all tricked up, so to speak. There we go. We finished our grain contract. So now we can take these trains and flip them back over to delivering normally. And Woodbridge will keep growing for us. And eventually you are going to tell us what you want us to do about all this, aren't you? Well, I tell you what we're going to do. I know what they want us to do, and I feel like we're just so far ahead that we're... okay, we can set up... We've got enough money now to go out and get another line. In fact, let's just do that. We'll just run one out here. And we'll go out here like so. And we'll put in repairs out here, and we will double track this back. Okay, and we'll grab us a couple more John Bulls, and let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got plenty. We'll take 3 people from here, 3 workers, bring them out there. And we'll take another John Bull, and we'll take 3 grain and bring it out there. And let that run. Oh, look at this. We're at $14,995. At 15,000, close pop in. So we're going to go ahead and set that up because we've got a perfect situation for it. We're going to set up a clothes factory, and we're going to start selling our textiles to the clothes factory. And we're going to start selling or moving our leather to the clothes factory. And we're going to start making clothes. Because as soon as that hits 15,000, which it will any second now. Okay, now finally they're telling us what they want us to do. Now, first thing we're going to do is say, okay, when you have clothes, sell them to Port Orange. Then we're going to see, what is it you want us to do? They want us to have money in their account. Okay, now look at this. Deliver textiles to Port Orange and meat to Port Orange. We now have some gimmies. we're going to say to you, City Market, we want you to sell to that contract. If you have anything, there we go, contract done. Then we want you to sell to that contract. If you have anything, go. That won't take a minute because we've got trains grabbing the stuff. Probably, no, we don't right now, but anyway, we already got 3 of them, so the textiles will finish quickly, and that'll give us a whole mess of money. And we already got a whole mess of money from our what do you call it, meat contract. So, oh, goodness, now look at this. This one has grown now, and they want meat. That's beautiful. So now we can get another DeWitt Clinton, go over here, run meat out here to Cathedral, and I honestly, I think that's all it's going to do. It's just going to run meat. And we're going to expand this station, and because it's going to get busier and busier and busier. We'll put 3 repair and 3 fill up, speed up. Yes, we are. We're going to speed up and speed up. And we could use coal warehouses there, and I'll explain why. I'm not worried about it in a minute. Okay, this guy here has been delivering to Old Reno, which no longer needs grain, all right? So what can we use him for? What would he be good for? For now, let's just have him take that grain and deliver it here, but go here instead to buy it. Yeah, that sounds good. And go. Everybody else looks good. Now we've got our 2 trains coming up here to start this one off. Man, we got too much money. All right, so I'm going to say don't go back. And you don't go back, just go out there. And look at this, Pomona now can take grain. So we can actually have a train go here and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and start growing Pomona. We should have these growing, low growth, no growth, but it will grow each time we come in and take some more. Low growth there, we're getting growth down there, so we're going to have a nice 3-city cluster there. All these cities are going to just keep growing and keep demanding more stuff and keep giving us more opportunity to sell stuff. And we still don't know what our textiles are done. The beauty of these too, when you're doing it in that through the city market thing, once it's done, you don't have to reset anything because you've already got it set up the way you want it to go. See, we're starting to sell clothing, which is making us, that's why we got so much money, because we're starting to sell a high-end item at $28,000 a pop. Okay, so they still want 52 more days. We could go ahead and set up all the rest of this logging. Jeez, oh Pete, this is getting a little too easy. All right, sorry. All right, we're not really using that one. I want to double track this just because eventually we're going to want to use it. I just want to do it because I like double track. And let's run it. Let's see, how do we want to do this? So this will be coming in and this will be going out. Okay, that's fine. And that can be that way. Okay. Now let's set up one that goes out and picks up some of this logging. So easy peasy. One thing we could do, just come off of this like this, but I think given the fact that we've got money, we'll go ahead and expand this up. Ah, shoot. And of course it's on the wrong end, but that's okay. Okay, I want you to come into, shoot. Got some valley and hills here. Okay, so come out like this and go to there. God bless it. I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll be that way. We'll run it like that. There we go. That looks good. And now we've got 2 extra slots here. We'll just take, we can just take one of them. Okay. Let's go over here to this side. Nope. Go over here. There we go. There's a good place to cross. And then kind of run up this valley. Like so. Around that hill. And then let's and again, we could save some money by not necessarily having double bridge, but it's okay. We're in great shape right now, so we're just going to go like that. Okay. And we will grab some workers. Looks like we can get them here again. So we'll go John Bull. 3 and 3. Another John Bull. Okay. What happened to our train? Did I forget to get a train? No, here it is. It's coming. Oh, it just got there. Okay. I didn't see it. It was there. All right, so now we have logging. So this guy here can clear out, and he can go... You know, they still haven't told us what they want us to do. So I think we'll just keep pumping logs into here, I guess. And we've got that one on the way, and that's enough for now. This one at 2,000, which will be very shortly, is going to want passengers, so we can run up passenger lines, make some more money, get some more city growth. Down here, we're getting growth at all three of those. That's good. We're getting trains in and out of Port Orange, which is very important. They want whiskey now. Do we want to give them whiskey? Oh boy, now that takes lumber. Not just yet. Okay, so I think in 14 days they're going to tell us the whole point of this this challenge. See, we could go ahead and set up these two as well, but we'll wait a moment on that. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see what they've got for us. They had the money. Now they want us to get 50,000. Oh, well, we've got that, but how much time? 14 days, okay. We have to get 50,000 rather quickly. And notice here we've got mail now, so we'll run a little mail line there. And we got passengers here, so we'll run, let's just run let's do something like that. Now this one's getting a little bit long, so let's cut it off right here and we'll finish off this challenge in part 3. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Railroad Corporation video. Thank you.